welcome to another episode on the show Behind the Scenes in Health with Dr. Ron. My name is Dr. Ron, and I'm your host on this beautiful and insightful show. So, today we're going to be talking about 20 alternative careers that medical doctors can look at in case they're looking to transition out of clinical care or probably looking for something to augment the income they have, something to do as a side hustle. And it's also interesting to know that some of these side hustles can actually become your main hustle. Before I start, I'd like to say a big thank you to everyone who is listening or watching. If this is your first time on the podcast or on the channel, thank you very much for coming around. And I hope you enjoy this episode and subsequent episodes that we're pushing out on the channel on the podcast. If you're a returning listener or viewer, thank you very much for sticking around. It's because of you the ministry is moving slowly to the permanent side. Yes, that being said, I'll start right away with teaching. So, teaching is a good career that a doctor can consider because typically, by virtue of the training in med school, I mean, you can actually become a very good teacher, and you don't have to teach just purely clinical topics or whatever. You can do non clinical teaching roles and all of that. And the benefits of being a teacher is, yeah, it's demanding to teach, but I don't think it's so demanding like clinical practice, taking life and death decisions in split seconds and all of that, being on call and all of that. And yeah, if you have a passion for passing message or teaching people, imparting knowledge and all of that, then teaching should be one place you might want to consider. And typically, it's not a low hanging fruit, it's not something you just jump in immediately and start. So you probably have to upskill by maybe taking another degree, MSc, PhD, to be able to teach in universities and all of that. So again, like I said, it mustn't be uni teaching per se. I mean, if you have a knowledge or skill set that you feel you can teach, I mean, you can create a course and host it, and you make money by the side. So teaching, that's a good one. The next one is hospital administration. This has long been an option for medical doctors who no longer fancy a career in patient care, but they still want to be involved in hospital activities, and still make a good living. So, and typically, a lot of people will look at, getting appointments in Ministry of Health and all of that. But I think with the current trends, I think it's gone way beyond that. I mean, there are a lot of private hospitals. They need efficient managers or administrators and or whatnot. And so it's a good area for doctors to catch in. And yeah, you probably need to also upskill yourself, get a master's in business administration or healthcare management. Any of those degrees really works very well. So it makes a lot of sense. A doctor who understands the how hospitals function, and you're now armed with the business side experience or management side, I think they make better managers than people who are just purely into clinical practice and still running the business. So in Nigeria here, you have a couple of examples who of doctors who are actually good managers right now. There is Dr. Adetokunbo Shitabe who runs Bay Consulting. You also have Dr. Debo Odulano who manages Doctora. So he also offers consulting, administration services, and all of that. So being a hospital administrator or manager is a good one. The next one is a career in ICT. Yes, that is where all the attention is at the moment. If you have a flair for technology, I mean, this is an area where there are lots of opportunities at the moment, and it's not coming down anytime soon. So typically, like the large projects we have at the moment, I mean, you're looking at digitization projects, people transitioning to electronic health records, people building mobile applications. I mean, you can also consult for companies that do all of this. So there are a lot of coding and software tutorials out there, especially on YouTube. Even there are schools that teach some of these courses. So it's something you can easily do on your own. I mean, take the courses by the side, probably in the evenings and all of that. So, and in this space, you also have notable doctors who are doing well on the ICT space. You have Dr. Neto, Ikpeme Neto, who runs Wella Health. So they are using technology to, support primary health care. You have Dr. Wale Adeosun, who used to run Wellvis, I think before they sold Wellvis. Even the popular job search engine, that's Jobberman, one of the co-founders is actually a medical doctor, Dr. Deji Adeomi. So yes, so there's a lot of space there. I think I forgot to even mention Dr. Femi Kuti, the guy who I think can't pay up also. Yes, so ICT is a good place to be at the moment. So if you're looking at that, yeah, I think you're on the right track. Next one is biomedical engineering. So biomed engineering, it's a good one because a lot of diagnostic equipment are being built every day. A lot of intervention equipment are being designed, modified every day around the world. So I think that's where the biomedical engineer comes in. I mean, being a doctor, understanding the healthcare processes and the human body and all of that, I think you'll be in a very good position to, support some of these projects that seek to build tools to be used in the hospitals, technology wise. So, biomedical engineering is a good one to go. Then the next one is medical insurance, HMOs. So yeah, a lot of people don't like hearing about HMOs. But the truth is, a lot of doctors actually run these HMOs and they do them pretty well. So health insurance, basically running health insurance organizations. I mean, there are a lot of them out there. You have Novo Health, you have Reliance Health. I mean, the list is endless. So an MBA will usually come in handy here if you want to pivot into health insurance. And yeah, notably, I think you have Dr. Dorothy Jeff Namani, who runs Novo Health. You have Dr. Tunde Salako, is being healthcare HMO. Then you also have Dr. Femi Kuti. So these are some of the big guys in the medical insurance space. Then you also want to consider opportunities in the pharma industry because there are a lot of opportunities right now in the pharma industry. I mean, there are a lot of job opportunities. I mean, you could be in research and development, you could be in sales, you could be in marketing. I mean, you could be like a representative that does pitching for the company. You could be writing for them. I mean, there are a lot of opportunities in the pharma industry. And now the pharma industry now they are looking to, or they're already leveraging on technology to improve, last mile delivery. I mean, the whole pharmacy services spectrum. So it's a good place to look into if you want to pivot or looking for something else to do. Another area is the CME part, that's the continuing medical education. Typically for doctors, I mean, every year we have to renew our license and you need to constantly uh, have your CME to show that you are abreast of changes or updates happening in the medical industry and all of that. But it will surprise you to know that there are actually companies or doctors who run organizations dedicated to providing CMEs for doctors. So you can set something like that up. You get your license. I think there's a license you need to get to be able to provide CMEs. And I mean, you can earn reasonable income organizing CMEs for doctors and all of that. So, yes. Then you talk about occupational health and safety. This is another area. A lot of doctors are actually in this area and silently making their money. So you need a certification in HSC, ACLS, BLS, ATLS, and sometimes you could actually, take it a step further by taking a degree, maybe an MSc in occupational health or something. So, yeah, safety is a big issue in most companies, no matter the industry. So, a doctor can fit in quite nicely in any industry with an HSC certificate or qualification. Another one is freelance writing. So, if you have a talent for writing, There are countless clinical writing and editing opportunities with pharmaceutical companies, marketing agencies, CME contractors, quality and improvement initiatives, medical publication. So, and this list I just mentioned, I mean, it excludes, the world of fiction writing, fiction publishing. You have doctors who are authors by the side. I mean, the late Michael Crichton, the guy who wrote Jurassic Park, is actually a medical doctor. Here in Nigeria, you have Dami Ajayi, who is a poet. You have Wale Okediran, who is also a writer and a politician. You also have Dr. Miriam Toye, who does a lot of writing and reviews and all of that. So writing is a good place to be. And yeah, you can get paid very handsomely for writing by the side rather. So that's writing for you. Then another one is retail and manufacturing. So this is just a fancy term for business. So if you have a knack for pitching products or working with your hands, then I mean you can go into retail and manufacturing. The owner of Seplat, I think ABC or Jaco, is a medical doctor. I mean, look at how big Seplat is. Another heavyweight now is Dr. Ola Orekunrin, who runs Flying Doctors. And currently, I think she has moved into VC investment, has a MSc in public finance or something, right? So it's a good place to be. Then politics. Yes, a lot of doctors are in politics. From Ngige, you have Sariki, you have Emmanuel Duan, you have Ifan Yokowa. These are some doctors who have decided to move into politics. They're making their money anyway, so it's good. Then public speaking, being a TV personality. I mean, some doctors run entire businesses, teaching workshops, getting paid to speak publicly. And yeah, there is a lot of them out there. You have Sanjay Gupta. Back home in Nigeria, you have Folako, who is a dermatologist, also a TV dancer and a TV host too. Then, if you're also good at handling microphone, I mean, being an MC at some of these medical and non-medical events too, could be something you can do by the side and get paid handsomely by it. You can decide to move into the military or paramilitary. Is also an option too. Then we look at entertainment. I mean, this looks like acting, singing, music, poetry, performance, and all of that. So a lot of doctors have found career calling or found their career calling in entertainment, right? So, and yeah, they're making a killing. I mean, Kiki O'Malley, who's a doctor, I think she appeared in Lucky Wives or Lucky Housewives. So she's a doctor and she's happy, doing the whole acting thing. There's this Nigerian DJ, I think they call him the beat surgeon, Dr. Sheyi Lawani. He's also a medical doctor, and I mean, he's enjoying his life in the entertainment area. Another area is sports and sports medicine. So this is a very good area, and I don't think a lot of doctors are actually in this sports area. So you might want to get some certifications and degrees in sports medicine to be able to practice effectively in this area. So you could be team all these clubs, be their team doctor or advisor or something. So that's where that comes in handy. So, and it's a good career, you do a lot of traveling because clubs move from area to area to play games and all of that. You can even work on the international scene. So, yeah, opportunities exist there. Next one is blogging. So, if you have a good flair for writing and creating medical content, then blogging is very good. So it's a bit different from writing full books or short stories and all of that. So a lot of doctors are making, I mean, good money from running blogs or writing articles for websites, hospitals, and all of that. So if you're good with content creation, then this is very very good area for that. Then there is non-profit. I mean, running NGOs. If you feel passionate about helping the poor, the needy in the society, this is an area worth considering. There are a lot of non-profits out there, and most of them are just geared towards social impact. So there is Heal for Africa initiative being run by Kelechi Okoro. I think there's the Healthy Pink initiative by Dr. Nire Chima Oduko. So these are some of the ones I can just remember off the top of my head. So there are a lot of them out there. So non-profits, if you want to help the poor and the needy, good way to go. I mean, you must not own the what you call it now. You mustn't own the non-profit. You can also be a partner in the non-profit. I mean, collaborate with people to achieve their goals or aims. So yeah, you mustn't be the owner. Then another one is creative arts. If you're a creative at heart, you probably want to explore your passions. So through things like photography, through things like art, through things like graphic designing. So and they get paid handsomely. I mean, most of the posters you see on Twitter or Instagram or websites and all of that, people design it, and a good number of them are doctors or medical students, right? Then the next one is the well-being coach or fitness coach. A lot of doctors have found ways to monetize their passion around wellness and fitness. And yeah, I think they're happy to doing what they like to do. A notable example is this Dr. China Sahamadi, popularly known as Ariella Fitness. So she's a very well-known fitness coach and instructor, and she's really doing great. I mean, preaching the message, making her money, and helping people improve their lifestyle generally. And the last one on the list is medical legal assessment and medical experts. So this area is a bit early in Nigeria or in its early stages, but I think it's more developed when you move outside the shores of Nigeria. So I think there are two lawyers who are currently leading efforts to promote this in Nigeria. There's the Dr. Cheluchi Onyemelukwe that runs Center for Health Ethics, Law and Development, right? So, I mean, we hear of doctors who have a degree in medicine and who have a degree in law. So they basically serve on expert panels in maybe cases of crime and all of that. So yeah, that's basically what they really do. So it's another area worth considering, especially if you're a doctor and you probably have a law degree by the side, or maybe something you're considering. Yeah, so it's a good one to consider. So yes, those are the top 20 or the 20 alternative careers that a doctor can look at or consider if you're looking to move out of clinical practice. So probably you're watching or you're listening, maybe you're doing one of these careers I've mentioned, or maybe as full time or as a side hustle. I mean, tell us what your experience has been. Put it in the comment section so that everybody watching or listening can also, I mean, learn from your own experience. So if you've enjoyed this show, please share with other persons. And yes, I'll be coming your way next week with another episode. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And every new episode comes every Friday. So don't miss it. Turn on the bell notification. Till I come your way next week again, I still remain Dr. Ron. So stay safe, stay calm, and remain blessed. Bye.